Hello everyone, Trainmaster36 here, and I wanted to talk about a conspiracy theory I've been having in my head for the past couple of weeks, since the announcement of the next Transformers movie, Rise of the Beasts. The Transformers cinematic universe has been in a bit of a lull for the past year and a half. After Bumblebee, we had many different plans on possible future movies. We were, supposedly, going to get a Beast Wars film, another mainline Transformers movie, an animated Cybertron movie, and Bumblebee 2. And I also want to say that there was a spin-off announced just before Rise of the Beasts title announcement that was like gonna go around the world or be pretty much just a solo film, kind of like Bumblebee, but I might be mistaken on that. Now, that's a lot of content, and everyone has had different thoughts on the announcements. The Beast Wars film and the mainline Transformers movie were the ones that Hasbro was leading into, and they had a competitions of sorts to see who can make the better script, and that would be the movie that they would focus on next. The main Transformers movie was the one that beat out the Beast Wars one, and the Beast Wars one was pushed to the side. Sort of, but we'll get back to that. An animated Cybertron movie was also confirmed to come out at around that time from Toy Story 4's director. Then, Beast Alliance was confirmed as the movie coming out, presumably being the Beast Wars script that was pushed to the side. So we had an animated film, a mainline movie being a sequel to the Bumblebee universe, and a Beast Wars film also being worked on, plus a possible Bumblebee 2, and maybe some other thing. Now this is where my conspiracy starts. I think that when these films were being pitched and the scripts were being worked on, Hasbro and or Paramount execs were probably looking at what the fan discourse was and also had their own thoughts on the movie scripts themselves. I think that they thought the Beast Wars couldn't work on its own, and some fans do agree with that idea, that Beast Wars probably wouldn't work with the general audience, and do financially well. So I think they decided to put the Beast Wars characters into the next mainline Transformers movie, that being the sequel to Bumblebee. Not Bumblebee 2, but the next mainline Transformers movie. I wouldn't be surprised if the original Rise of the Beast script didn't have the Beast at all, and they were put in there because Hasbro or Paramount didn't think that the Beast Wars movie could work. I also wouldn't be surprised if Rise of the Beast was a more normal Transformers movie, and they just shoehorned the Beasts in there because they still wanted to use them, but not give them their own film that might not do well, and that's why they're just randomly in this next film. I do think that originally we would have gotten Transformers 7, which is Rise of the Beasts, with a setup to Beast Wars. Then we would have gotten Beast Wars, the Transformers 8, or Rise of the Beasts at that point, or again, whatever it would have been called. And then either have that movie be where Scourge comes in, or have another one be where Scourge, or Cyclonus, or other Terracons, or just setting up Unicron in general. They could have even done it like the way Rise of the Beast is now, but the setup of the Beast really should have already been done, so then this movie wouldn't feel so full. Granted, we have no idea how bloated this movie is, so it could honestly work really well. But considering they're introducing more Autobots, Maximals, Terracons, possibly Predacons and Decepticons, it's a bit iffy on whether or not they're even in the movie at all, and if they are, it's probably going to be very limited. And that just leads to a five-way conflict, and it just feels too full. Like, it really should be two separate films. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. But I think it's going to be the same issue that The Last Knight had, where there's just too much going on and too much that needs to be explained. I honestly think that a lot of the new Autobots will be pushed to the side, and then we'll just be like, oh, and they're here now. Kind of like how the first trilogy of Bay films dealt with new Autobots. Like, oh, they're just here now. Where do the other ones go? No idea. They're just here now. And they really didn't need to pull basically a DC and just shove everyone into one film and just actually build these characters up, and this probably trilogy up leading to Unicron. And it could even be a quadrilogy if they really wanted to. And have spin-offs in there setting up the Beast Wars characters. Have that Bumblebee 2 spin-off setting up more Autobots, or like the Terracons coming in, or some other, coming conflict. And those spin-offs could be canon or not. Like the Cybertron one, as far as we know, that's not canon to anything. It's not canon to Bay, it's not canon to this Bumblebee universe, it's just on its own. So they could have easily have just done separate spin-offs too, and it would have bulked out the universe, or just gave us fun stories. But whatever, I'm going on a tangent here. I actually made a timeline going off of what I hope the new universe would have been like in movie release. I did it MCU-like with the dates, because if it was one per year or one every two, we would have been here until like 2040. So the dates are really just placeholders in what I hoped they kind of would be. There is a major gap between Bumblebee and TF7, but I mean, there already was and add on the pandemic to that, which, you know, would still happen. That adds even more. So, you know, here we are. I think if they did it this way, having a lead into Rise of the Beast and a Unicron finale, the movies probably wouldn't feel as bloated. Again, all of this is just speculation with limited information that we have. It might work, maybe even well, but I, and probably others, were really hoping for something more like this timeline, where instead of just shoving everyone into one movie, you actually build up these characters and concepts. I hope it does well, but I honestly really don't know. But that's my little conspiracy on what I think went or is going down at Paramount and Hasbro in regards to the Transformers Cinematic Universe. Tell me down below your thoughts on this whole conspiracy. Is this crazy? Does it make sense? Also, if you would like me to do a video on my timeline going over each movie's plot and cast and other things like that, make sure to let me know down below. Like and subscribe if you enjoy what I do, and I'll see you next time.